We're here today with Chris Miles, proprietor of Jupiter's Motorcycles, and one of his members, Jay Graham. Chris, can you tell us a little bit about what Jupiter's is all about?
So Jupiter started as a motorcycle rental company, and we have expanded our service to what we call MotoShare. And what this is a fractional ownership. It's a way for people to own motorcycles and have access to a variety of insured, maintained, and stored motorcycles without having to deal with the hassle of ownership. It's a monthly membership plan, or if you own a motorcycle, you can lease it to us and we take care of it and you share your motorcycle with other riders.
So why did you start this project, this business?
I started it because there was a need, especially in like urban areas like New York, where it's expensive to store the seasonality of motorcycling, as well as the variety. It's a difference between owning one bike versus a lot of bikes. It's a lot more fun. So you have like access to a variety of bikes, and this took care of that need.
Okay. So, Jay, how did you find out about Jupiter's Motorcycles?
I Googled motorcycle rental in New York because I no longer owned a motorcycle at the time and I needed to go out and ride. And I called Chris and had many questions about how it all works, and it became interesting. And so I went and got on a bike to ride.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people find us, is they look up renting because that's the first thing that occurs to them when they either want to get on a bike once, or if they are thinking like, I don't want to own a motorcycle. And what MotoShare is it's an alternative, right? It's a way that you can be part of a community either by paying the monthly fee or by sharing your motorcycle.
Okay. I originally was only interested in it from a renting standpoint, but very quickly, as you become involved in it, you understand that it's much more than that.
Yeah, it seems like a great community. Where do you tend to ride your motorcycles when you go out?
My favorite go-to route, if I just have a couple hours, is to head up Palisades on the Jersey side of the river and go to Bear Mountain. That's an easy ride. Otherwise, heading out anywhere, various destinations on Long Island is good, or sometimes I just go out exploring. Great thing about Jupiter's also is there's an opportunity for multi-day rentals. This spring I took a bike for 10 days and went to Nova Scotia.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other cool part about the variety is that when John wanted to take a trip, he could take a 1200 GS. It's a BMW, it has like a lot of space for carrying stuff, and it's more comfortable for longer trips. Whereas like his bike, it's a smaller Triumph Scrambler. It's something that's really fun for the city, it's much more attractive, but at the same time, it's not necessarily something you want to take on a longer trip. So this solves the problem of variety.
That's excellent. And that Triumph Scrambler is a great city bike.
Yeah,
yes.
It's very cool. And the thing that we're going to be adding, though, is we're going to be adding remote access this year. So what that's going to enable, like zip cars, where people are going to be able to remotely reserve and pick up motorcycles from a variety of spots around the city. John's going to be working with us on that. He's going to be sharing his motorcycle in Brooklyn. So when he leaves for his ride, he'll have a choice of a bike, whether he's going to take his own bike, whether he's going to take a MotoShare bike. Gives him the variety and the flexibility, right? When he wants to go and return it, he doesn't have to come to one spot to do that anymore.
Yeah, the idea that there's going to be multiple locations around the city where I can have access to the bikes in this club, it's getting better. It's getting better all the time.
Great. So who can use this service, Chris?
So this is for both owners and non-owners, right? Mm-hmm. So you can come into us, if you want to just rent, and for daily access, we have that. If you are thinking about riding on a more continual basis, you want to ride with a bunch of different bikes, then we have plans for that. We're also going to have an on-demand service for remote access, so people that want to just go off once in a while but want to have the flexibility of taking these different locations at any hour, then they can do that as well. So the other option is if you do own a motorcycle, you can lease it to us. We take care of it. We take care of the storage, the maintenance, the insurance, and your one bike effectively becomes 10 bikes, and you don't have to deal with the hassle.
That's what tipped the scales for me, is the idea of the best of both worlds, being able to own a bike and not have to deal with the headaches of it, and also have the privilege to ride several other bikes of different styles whenever I want.
And the trade-off is the community. So now when John's not riding his bike, somebody else might be.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a place online where people will be able to